Today we're doing a rear disc brake conversion on my 1977 F100. I'm going to go over exactly how to install this rear disc brake conversion kit and what mistakes I made along the way so you don't have to make them. And you'll see why PB Blaster is your best friend while working on an old car or truck. Oh, there's not even a lug nut there. Nice. By recommendation of the older guys in the comment section, make sure you start spraying your parts down before removing them 24 hours in advance. Wow, we're gonna have back brakes again. Get in there. A mistake I made is I could have just pulled the axle out and taken the whole brake assembly off as one. So if you're looking to save some time, don't do it like me. But if you want to hit something with a hammer, definitely do it like me. I think we got to take this axle all the way out. So make sure you mark everything. Should be good. Wow, that stinks. It smells like 1977. The spacer is on there. Now we're gonna reinstall the axle. I've got to do a whole service on this thing. We're gonna switch the rear gears when we do the 5-speed swap. Got bigger fish to fry today. Now this lug nut right here is marking where the axle orientation was. So I put it right at the top. Your axle bracket goes on next. Make sure you put the 4 long bolts in that holds the spacers on. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to get the bolts in there. After that, you install your caliper bracket, set your new rotor on there, and now you're ready to install the new caliper. The caliper screws into the back of the caliper bracket. Pretty straightforward stuff. Once you get the caliper figured out, now you're just left with your rubber brake hose installation. While we're laying under the truck, we're going to go ahead and take these old brake lines off. Bring them down a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Oh, yeah. And this is why we use PB Blaster on older trucks. So now that that side's ran, we're going to run the passenger side the same way, and then we can work on the new brake lines. The passenger side fought me way worse than the driver's side did, and I started this video going, you know, maybe I shouldn't spray this down with any PB Blaster, no penetrating oil, and just try to take it apart. That was stupid. That was a mistake. Don't bust your knuckles, bust your nuts. Century, yeah, because those things were never supposed to come off, huh? Supposed to be on there for a century, huh? The issue is, for whatever reason, someone beat this lip, like, flat. So I'm probably gonna have to trim it up just to get this thing off. An hour later, I decided, you know what? I'm tired of messing with this thing. So I cut it a little bit. What sucks about this kit is I had to do a little bit more trimming than I'd like, but you want to put this little spacer right here, and then now take your axle shaft. Same process as before. If you're kind of wondering about the spacers like I did, on this specific kit I ended up using 4 on each side. I've been looking forward to getting this rear disc brake conversion kit done for quite some time now, especially because I haven't had back brakes in a little while now. And to test the fuel economy on this EFI swap, we're going to take this thing on a 3-hour round trip drive. Now before we get the wheels back on and take the F100 for a test drive, I want to talk about this PB Blaster. This video is sponsored by PB Blaster, but I've been using this stuff long before they even knew who I was. Every single bolt on the 77 F100 got hit with this PB Blaster because you don't fight rust in Ohio without a can of PB Blaster. Actually, I've got a funny story. So I'm doing this rear disc brake conversion in my grandmother's barn, and while I was cleaning up, I actually found this old can of PB Blaster that belonged to my grandpa. That's how long PB Blaster has been a part of the garage with me. I've literally been using this stuff since I was a kid, working on old rusty cars in the driveway. Revolutionary penetrating magnetic lubricant, as seen on TV. So yeah, it's a sponsorship, but it's also real. I'd be using this exact stuff whether I'm filming or not. Oh, we're not done yet. We have to rerun the back brake lines. To do this, I found it easiest just to cut and reflare brand new brake lines built to size. That's going to be a video all on its own because I want to show you guys the proper way to do a double flare on a brake line. We did end up having to also install a proportioning valve into this brake system, and once we were finished with that, we're ready to bleed our brakes. And I ended up bleeding my brakes by myself using an empty water bottle and a rubber hose. You fill the water bottle up with brake fluid, not water. I made a video about this and people seem to have thought I used water. I didn't. And it has fluid at the bottom of it so that it never sucks air. It just pushes the air out. And once you're done, tighten down the bleeder screw before removing the rubber hose. They work! So we're finished with the rear disc brake conversion. I go to put the back wheels on and magically they don't fit now. Even though I even double checked this, the website said, and I quote, fits a 15-inch wheel. You lied! So I need to either pick up some wheel spacers or some new wheels. So that's where I'm wrapping up this video. Hook up the emergency brake cables, but that's gonna be a job all in itself because we're gonna have to replace the cable all the way up to the front. I'm sure it's completely rusted, but other than that, we're done. The brakes are bled, everything's ready to go. So thank you guys for watching Hood Billy Garage. I'm Gilk the Great, and I'll see you next time.